everything working okay? My voice is still kind of funny, so you'll have to excuse me. I'm gonna try to talk as clearly as possible, but I'm not sure how well I'll do, so. Today I'm not gonna be streaming for long. I was sick, and my nose is running, my throat is still sore, but I had a cup of tea earlier, so my throat felt better, so I was like, okay, let's stream for a little bit. Like I said, I'm trying to stream as much as possible. So, that's the goal at least. Anyway, we're in a DPS queue because I'm leveling my monk up. This is my main character. And I'm trying to get everybody to 40 right now, everything that's level 30. So I got my Dragoon to level 40 the other day. So I'm working on Monk, Warrior, and Dark Knight. 2 tanks. I should probably do that. But I feel like punching stuff, so we're gonna play Monk. Hey Shadow Ash, what's up? It's been a couple of days, hasn't it? My voice probably sounds really funny. Oh well, that's what happens when you have a cold. It makes your voice sound funny. I'm also going to be working on the hunting log a little bit. Upper Lenoska. Lenoska's in here. Upper is here. So yeah, I probably sound really funny. We're alright. I have a can of soda because we're out of tea. I don't usually drink soda, but when we're out of iced tea, I drink soda. I wanted something sweet. That's level 30, I can do that. There we go. We're gonna do this fate since it's here and it's level 30. You're doing a physics class? That sucks. I'm doing a statistics class currently and it's awful. It's like legitimately the worst class I've ever done. I need to summon my chocobo. I'm actually in my last semester of college right now, and some of the classes I have to take are ridiculous. They're just really bad. Like, I'm taking a statistics class and Spanish 2. Spanish 2 really sucks because I took Japanese in my old college, and since I transferred to this new college, I don't have Japanese. So I had to take 2 semesters of a different language, and they only had Spanish and French. 2 languages of which I hate. I don't like the way they sound. So although I know other languages, I have to take a class. It's awful. You have to write an essay based on a graph? That sounds awful. I'm so sorry. Physics is weird. I'm taking an environmental science class too, that's not fun. I have 3 classes this semester, because those are the last 3 classes I need to get my associate's degree, and I hate them all. I'm just really bad at Spanish. I think I'm scarred, because when I was in middle school and high school, I had Spanish classes constantly, from like a young age to high school age, and the teachers that I had for those classes were really mean and always told me that I was never good in any of their languages. So I think I'm just scarred. I'm like, I don't want to learn Spanish. Thanks. Not anymore. You people are mean. Like I said, I'm like scarred. And I don't really know why I don't like French. It's just a weird... I'd probably like learn it someday. That wouldn't bother me. Like, I'm learning German, Japanese, Chinese is pretty interesting. What was the other one? There's another one. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, I like a whole bunch of other languages, but not Spanish. Why is it that is it like a teacher thing? Is it just your teacher that's making you do the essay? Yeah, I wish I loved French, but I don't. It's just the way it sounds to me. It just sounds too nuanced. like soft, flowing languages. Japanese is my favorite. Besides, I mean, I don't really love English, but Japanese is my favorite one for some. It's such a pretty language. Fists of the Wind. Increases movement speed. Oh, that sounds fun. It's just on permanently? Cool. There are 2 physics teachers. And you got stuck with the one that you had to do an essay for, didn't you? That's just the worst luck. I'm so sorry for you. Like, that really sucks. I know how much people hate writing essays. I'm kind of a weird beast. I was a major English fiend. I was an English major for a while until I switched to just getting my AA. So, English was the first set of classes I finished. I've never really had problems writing essays, but that's like putting me in a math class. Or, this specific Spanish teacher, she makes you do a presentation in front of the entire class completely in Spanish. For her Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 classes. Which is just crazy. For someone just learning Spanish to have to do a whole presentation in Spanish, that's just mean. You know what I mean? Microsoft Paint? Are you kidding me? Oh no, I'd have a problem with that. Microsoft Paint. I have to like take him to his office and teach him a lesson. Like, dude, you cannot be using Microsoft Paint. Use literally anything else. I should use the high potion instead I use the regular potion. No one's talked to him about that. In my college right now, all of the notes that they give us, that the teachers give us, are mandated by the college. Oh my god, he doesn't even know his own subjects. That's awful. What an awful teacher. Do you look up your teachers? I've looked at my teachers. We had a crazy science teacher like that in my high school. She sent me to the office once because she said I was talking. I was not talking. I was not one for friends in high school. And so she sent me to the office for talking, and they were like, talking to who? Like, they knew me down there, and they were like, talking to who? Who are you talking to? I was like, I don't know anybody in that class. She's just crazy. And they're like, yeah, we know she's crazy. Alright, just sit there, and you can go back to class later. So they knew she was crazy. They just couldn't fire her. Really, it's painful? Oh my god. Like I said, my college mandates what the teachers use. So my statistics teacher has a very, very heavy accent. I'm not sure what language he speaks primarily, but his accent is very heavy. So he's very hard to understand. And he has to use the college mandated slides. And he often says, oh, don't bother using this slide. They make us use this, but it's useless. Don't do the problem this way, do it this way. So he's trying to explain it outside of the notes, and it's super hard to understand what he means. So, that's a thing. Where am I going? I came here for a hunting log? Oakwood. That's all the way on the other side of it. I gotta take the boat. But yeah, I can't believe that it's, like, the notes aren't regulated. And Microsoft Paint is literally, like, the worst thing you could use. Like, there are so many, like, notes. Use PowerPoint. Use, like, literally anything else. I'm surprised this guy has a job. And he doesn't know his thing. He has to look it up on YouTube. YouTube is not the best place to learn how to do things. Like, as far as physics goes. Oh, I can't believe your teacher has a job. I'm sorry that you got stuck with a teacher like that. there needs to be better teaching standards pretty much everywhere. It's a really big shame how bad teachers are, and just really, really a shame. I think teaching is really important, and I think learning is really important, and it really upsets me to know how bad a lot of the teachers are. Really? How many people are in your class that he just refuses to teach? Like, I'm only gonna teach you. That's super selective. He does not sound like a good teacher. Is there anyone you could, like, report him to? I had a girl who was in my high school, and she's friends with me on Facebook, but we're not really, like, friends. You guys know, kind of like somebody like that. And she posted on Facebook that she reported a teacher to the dean, and, like, got him in trouble. I don't know if there's a way for you to report your teacher, but that is like a textbook case of a bad teacher right there. Telling people he's not going to teach them, like, they paid money, or even if they didn't, like, they are in that class, you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why they're there. If they didn't want to learn, they just don't come, you know what I'm saying? And he's teaching you stuff he doesn't even know. He's probably just, like, saying words that are in the textbook, and he's like, I don't know what it means. You know what I mean? That's awful. What a bad teacher. I mean, I've had bad teachers, but that just is a bad teacher. I'm making my group wait. We're not even close to halfway. Bad teachers are very plentiful recently, and it does not make me happy. The whole school system, from top to bottom, needs to be changed. There's like 15 people, and he'll only teach two or three specific people come? That's messed up. Exchange bad teacher stories, but I think you win. By like a landslide. That's craziness. That is absolutely crazy. Like, he's not even pretending to care, you know what I mean? Well, it depends on what school you're in. Are you in high school, college? I don't remember. I don't know if you've ever said. Used to be an AP math, that's even worse. Well, actually, AP teachers go in to teach AP students because they don't want to teach. AP students always want to learn. And if the teacher is subpar, they'll either report him to like whoever is head of him, or they will learn by themselves. So AP teachers actually have to do a lot less teaching than regular teachers. I'm surprised most of them failed. It's probably because he's such a bad teacher and it's really hard to... See, here's the problem with reporting a high school teacher. High school teachers are on, what are they called? I'm forgetting the word now. They can't be fired after a certain period of time. It's like, I'm forgetting the word. I was an English major. But you could tell, like, your principal or maybe vice principal, just see if you can get someone to help you. If they have to, like, if you're saying that he's not teaching unless certain people are in the class, if you have maybe pictures of his notes, like, in high school, unfortunately, they don't care what high school teachers do. You have to report evidence of discrimination or, like, being a bad teacher. But the problem in high school is if they have seniority, which is what it's called, now I finally remember, if they have seniority, they cannot be fired. They have to retire by themselves, if I remember correctly. That's exactly the problem we had with the science teacher. My high school science teacher was crazy, and everybody knew it. She sent students to the office all the time, just constantly. And it got to the point where the office was like, well, we can't fire her, we've tried. She has seniority, so there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to wait for her to retire. It was pretty bad. There's gotta be someone. Do you have other people in your class that, like, don't like this teacher? You have, like, all band together and go to the office to, like, say something? But, like, this teacher is not helping us. Like, we're not gonna pass this class because he's not teaching us what he needs to teach us. There's a lot of things that you could do. You're not powerless. There's a tiny key. I gotta get the tiny. Ah! I can't get the tiny key. There's a circle there. But yeah, when I was in high school, I wasn't the like best student, but there are teachers in high school that were just the worst. About 95% of your class wants to pass and hates him. Go to the office. Ask a bunch of your other students, even if they're not your friends or, like, you don't know them very well, just be like, listen, we need to go report this teacher to someone. Like, tell them that they're not... Essentially, go talk to his manager. Be like, listen, I want to pass this class. This guy is insane. I need help. This cannot continue like this. There's gotta be something. Because it's not fair to you kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's not fair to the kids that are in his class. And the fact that you have to deal with this. Like, I get college teachers being like that because college teachers do not have to teach you. You can walk into class on the first day, and if you give them an attitude, they just walk out. I've had a teacher do that in college. But in high school, they're supposed to be passionate about what they're doing. If he's not, that's not your fault. You have to get high school age kids to want to learn. In college, they're paying for it. It's, you know, they don't want to learn, then they shouldn't be paying for it. That guy was like, is that gargoyle suspicious? I could go on and on, honestly. The whole school system needs to be reformed. My mom is so tired of hearing this. She's like... I remember last time I talked to her about like, schooling and teaching and how I think schools need to be completely reformed and how standardized tests need to change to actually have information that you need. In Japan, particularly, they have two different... Once you get to the level of high school and past high school, they have two different classes you take. One if you're going into the workforce, which will teach you how to do a resume and stuff like that, and one that doesn't do that. One that teaches you what you need for the college entrance exams. That's just not okay. He doesn't sound like he wants to actually teach. You know what I mean? Like, as a high school teacher, you need to want to push kids to learn. It's not college. And AP, the fact that all of the AP kids in his class failed and no one checked in on it, like, that's bad. They should have at least submitted him to a review. I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but the principal or the vice principal comes in and sits in the back of the class and monitors that class. He should have at least been submitted to review. And if that ever happens, raise your hand and ask a question you know he can't answer. That's happened. That's craziness. That is not okay. God, I would be pissed. I would be so angry, and he would totally not like me because none of my teachers ever liked me. I had a problem with authority when I was in high school. But now, it's funny. In high school, they strongly told me that I should not go to college. Um, they essentially said if you go to college, you're not going to pass. It's a waste of money. You should be looking for work. I'm one of the only people in my graduating class to go and almost finish college. I'm on my last semester now. So out of everybody that they told to go to college, a lot of them dropped out, and I'm the one they told me not to go, graduating college. I mean, I only have my AA, but I'm only getting my AA, but it just makes me feel good inside. High schools have no idea what they're talking about most times. Ooh, look, a tiny key. My voice sounds very strange. This is what a cold will do. It'll make you sound weird. I can't believe they even deal with that. I'm sorry, that's awful. It's not okay. Be passionate about school. Because if no one will help you, then you should. I didn't want to learn anything until I was in college. When I was in high school, I did not want to learn anything. But once I got to college, I realized that college is a lot better than high school. It's not harder like the teachers always told me it would be. It was much easier, and I got to pick classes I liked. So I got to learn what I liked. Like, I took 6 English classes because I wanted to be an English major. Granted, now that I'm not an English major, I have a lot more English classes than I need, but... My number buttons aren't working anymore? I'm not sure why that is. These girls always do darkness. Ast is actually very Ast right here. Astrologian is very underpowered right now. It's very hard for them to heal. I could go on and on. I'm sorry for ranting. If you need a vent, I'm here. I will listen. I wonder how punching bones works. Like, does it actually do anything? Their health goes down, but like in real life, would it actually do anything? These are the questions I ask. One specific topic, what would that be? I have not taken a physics class. I went the non-scientific statistics route. I could have taken physics, but I took statistics instead. So I haven't taken physics. Yeah, that's nuts. And I'd be like, that's not teaching us. You need to, like, do an equation on the board. Tell us what it is, how to fill it in. At least my statistics teacher does that. I can't understand him, but at least he does it. Oh, Jesus. That even sounds difficult, and I'm still not sure what it is. Is it like how would the problems be worded? Like, let's say for instance, would they be word problems and like a key word specifically goes for each part of the equation? That's more of a statistics thing, I think. I've never seen a physics problem even. Statistics is all words. I'm not aiming. Is he talking to the black mage? I don't know. really hot in here. I was gonna turn the fan on, but I was worried that the microphone might catch it, so I turned it off. Oh. Ah! I'm taking damage. It's okay though, because I have Fist of Earth on. Boom. Oh my goodness, no cat on the loose. The door got open, but the cat didn't get out. I should start posting pictures of my cat on Facebook, not Facebook, Twitter. I don't use Facebook. I have a Facebook, but I don't use it. She was sitting on my keyboard slider today, so I got very late. You're supposed to technically kill these two guys at the same time. That's why I switched off. I should look that up. I'm curious about physics. Curious, not enough to take a class on it, but curious as in to say, I wonder what that's about. Return, yeah. This is one of the only dungeons where once you kill the second boss, you hit return and go to the front. I didn't even know how to do that until we got to this dungeon. Because this is the barrier you need the parchment for. So did he didn't teach you, he just put it up on the board and was like, here, learn this? This is what you're supposed to learn today. I don't know how to do it, so I'll just give you the formula and expect you kids to figure it out. I'm not referencing or calling you a kid. I just figured that's what he would say. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting a mental picture of this person in my head, and that's how I would think he would say that. Oh my god. That sounds really difficult. And he's not teaching it to you? How are we supposed to learn something that hard without a good teacher? Why are you taking physics in high school? I have more questions than answers. Oh my god. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. I don't know how your high school works. Are your classes automatically assigned to you? That's how mine was. I didn't get a pick. It was just like, this is your class, good luck. I'm gonna extinguish the lamps. I was gonna go do that one. Okay. That's cool. It sucked. Being a high school student sucked. So you have to do 5 separate questions and he's not helping you at all? That just pisses me off. I'm not even in this situation and I'm annoyed. Void lamps. Trying to read chat, void lamps. Get out of here. I'll go do this other void lamp. Huh. Yeah, that's totally different how mine worked. I can't believe he's not teaching you, like, at all. He just put it up on the board and was like, you figure it out, and it's like 10 steps? That's not okay. Nothing about those is okay. I took a lot of damage from that. No, no, no. What did I do? Probably not understanding something. Yeah, that I got. I just did that. I just thought it was ridiculous. Because you're gonna need to know what steps to take to get to that equation's answer. You need to be shown how to do it first, at least. Otherwise, you're never gonna figure it out. You can't figure it out something like that on your own. I mean, you could try, but it's gonna suck pretty much the entire way through. Who did good? The tank? Good. Everybody did good. The fine dungeon. I got 2 player commendations. How nice. Okay, we came here to kill things. Oh, look, I got my car. Emma. They're over here. You had the good teacher. So you picked the next class up from the one that you were taking, expecting to have just as good a time, and then realized that you would not. That sucks really bad. Well, it's good that it wasn't that many, because 12 questions... Nobody, oh my god. And did he give you an answer sheet at least, or are you just guessing as to whether you're right or not? I mean, that's how many questions you're gonna need to figure out how to do it by yourself. Like, you're gonna need to, like, work out all of that by yourself. That's craziness. You need to talk to someone about that. Especially with someone who's into or picked that specific class is like a good craziness. Guess what? What specifically are we guessing? Did I finish that? Yes, okay. Oakwood Corrals. They're all the way at the end there. There's no more in upper, right? Yeah, okay. That's just not okay. So you didn't have answers and then... At least my Spanish teacher gives me answers. We have more homework than literally we have time, but she at least gives us answer sheets. This just makes... And he wouldn't help... Would he help you if, like, you went up and were like, I have no idea what I'm doing? Or would he just, like, ignore you? Be like, yeah, good luck with that. Because if he doesn't help you when you specifically ask, that's something you could say, too. Killing 5 of these pups is a lot. 9 paralyzed. So even if you did manage to find an answer to that question, chances are it's not going to be right. Because you have no idea how to do it. But you don't know if it's right or wrong because you don't have an answer sheet. It just doesn't sound like a good teacher. Sorry you're stuck with him. I don't know if there's any way you could, like... Let's go to South Shroud. There's a dragon and a corral, and they're fighting. Broken water, broken water. Okay. Broken water. It's a lake. What the heck? Broken water. It's the hive. We're in. Oh, that's freaking Thanalan. We went to South Shroud and I needed to go to North Shroud. I feel dumb. It's okay. That sounds tricky. But you need a teacher to teach you. You can't just give everybody a worksheet and be like, alright, good luck. You need to actually teach. I would be completely infuriated. I'd be like, listen, I can't expect to pass your class if you're not going to actually teach. I still don't see broken water. Because I'm looking for Alder Springs. I'm so into our conversation, I'm like losing my mind. Sounds like he just doesn't want to do his job. And honestly, the school system is not paying him so he can goof off and not understand what's happening. He needs to actually teach, is what I'm saying. I mean, you'd have to study even if he taught you. Like, that sounds really complicated. But this guy just doesn't even teach. He's just like, sits on his hands and does nothing. Oh, do I go up or down? The Shroudhursts are over here. Oops, I pulled through them. Oh well. My freaking bag is full again. Nothing can help my hoarding tendencies. Do you have school counselors? Like counselors that help with academic classes and such? Maybe you can talk to one of them and see if they can get you either into a different class or get an aide to help, maybe? Those are other things you can do. I don't know. We got on topic and then all I could think about was how bad school systems are. And then I could literally go on a rant for days. You only have one school counselor? Jesus! My school, I mean, we didn't have a very particularly big high school, but we had like 6 counselors. How do you only have one? Like, our graduating class was not very big, but we had like 6 counselors. Oh my god. Ziz and Elder Springs? I think they're up here. I like the weird scorpion guys. Are they up here? Or over here? Don't remember where these guys are. These are the clay golems again. The Ziz are down here. Can I jump off here? I can. Cool. Let's not die because we fell off a cliff. Can you talk to one of them? Like, are you able to, like, make an appointment and just be like, listen, this guy is not teaching at all and it's awful? I mean, like, if it gets bad enough, you could stage a coup. By, like I said, everybody walking out of his class and going to the office and demanding to talk to a principal or vice principal. But that's like last resort things. That's actually happened in my old high school. I'm pretty sure that actually happened. Everybody was very serious about school in my high school, except me. I just wanted to read books. How does his son not like him? Oh my goodness. This guy sounds awful. Like, he doesn't sound fun. How do you get your son to not like you? Like, they'll always be your parents. Even if you want to, like, sell them to the highest bidder. Nah. The school system needs to be fixed from ground up. It needs to be completely changed. In order for any of the next generations to have a chance. And I've been saying that since I left high school. Since I graduated high school, I've been saying that. When I got into college, it was such a huge difference from my high school. And it was not only easier, it was also a lot more enjoyable. I actually wanted to go to school. And the fact that high school just kind of took all of my want to learn out of me. And then when I got to college and everybody told me it would be so much harder and I would never get through it and I would always have a tough time. When I got to college and that was not the case, literally everyone lied to me or they just didn't understand. I knew that the whole entire school system needed to be changed. I have the hiccups. Broken water's up there. Hate this area. Something's wrong with all schools. I hate to say it, Shadow, but it's not just your school. And that's the sad part. It's not just your school. I was given in-school suspension in my high school for reading a book in class. It wasn't English class. We had finished an assignment and I was reading a book to pass the time instead of talking with my friends, because I didn't have any friends in that class, like all the other students. All the other students were allowed to talk with their friends, but I wasn't allowed to read my book. That's wrong. Not being able to read a book in class, yeah, that's not okay. Everything needs to be overhauled completely. Fallen mage. I don't know where these fallen mages are. Over here? You look like you could be a fallen mage. No, you're good guys. This is the Amaji. The Amaji Delis. Fallen are usually in ruins. Maybe up here. don't know. It could literally be anything. Was he doing something he should not have, or was he doing something that you'd think would be alright but wasn't? Probably the latter, yeah. There they are. She was late to class? How do you... Why is a good... okay, that makes no sense. Why is a good punishment for being late to school expelling? You should force them to be in school more because they're not in school. Instead, you kick them out entirely so they don't even have to come anymore. But you know why that is? So, that person being late was a tarnish on the school's reputation. The higher your SAT scores are, the more money and funding your high school gets. So obviously she would have dragged down the entire school's test scores, so they just expelled her. It doesn't matter, she was late. Attendance is a huge thing in funding for schools. I pulled the fire dancer, it's okay. All a high school cares about is funding. All they care about is their funding. They want to make sure they make enough money on on the kids who go there, and that they have enough higher scores so that they can... Hold on, I'm thinking. I still don't know where these fallen mages are. They get enough funding from your test scores and from your attendance that they can pay all their people and make a lot of money. But, yeah. I'm actually surprised they don't expel people for getting below average grades. So why did they expel her? Why didn't another school pick her up? Can she go to, like, a different school? It sounds like there might have been more behind the scenes that nobody knows about. There's gotta be a reason why they did it. Other than the fact that she was late. Can't find these fallen mages. I found the little cactus, guys. So bad I don't have to kill those. Yeah, she deserves to be at a better school. Yeah, they do that because they have to put the funds back into the school somehow. But it doesn't have to be like, there they are. I found one. I found a fallen mage. And now I just need to find one that's not in combat with somebody else. But yeah, the higher your test scores, the more funding the school gets, and that's really all they care about. Marble countertops in a high school? Jesus. Sounds like a school that could not want for funding. I have to kill 3 of those? I don't see 3 of those. It's a fallen soldier. Just wait for them to spawn, I guess. I mean, what they should have done is upgraded all of your IT equipment instead of upgrading the other stuff. Most schools are known for having a lot of old IT equipment. That's what they usually start with. Did your school get rid of all extracurricular activities like art, band, sports, PE? A lot of the public schools where I used to go did that. And if it's a private school, it's even worse. They just care about money. They don't care about nothing else. There's a fallen mage. Come on. Come here. Well, that doesn't help when the teacher doesn't teach. Like, unless there's, like, a nail or something that's hurting a student, just, like, redo the desks. Don't do the freaking marble countertops. That makes no sense. And marble in a physics class? No. Well, I'm glad your school still has them. A lot of schools don't. My band was cut, even though we were one of the top marching bands from my high school. Well, that's just bad design. The people who were doing the remodeling were stupid. There's another fallen mage. Yay, my third one. Alright. South Shroud. We'll go there first. South Shroud. I just got this mount not too long ago. He's kind of gross. He sneezes. That's you. Disgusting. Where we're going? South Shroud? Nothing about whatever, anything that you're explaining. I'm just honestly glad. I'm really surprised that your school still manages to keep extracurriculars like music and such. Like I said, a lot of them have gotten rid of them. The funding for the school systems needs to be, everything about school, all the public schools need to be just mowed down and just fixed. Just dismantle it completely and fix every aspect of it because none of it's working. What are we killing? Corral Claw Hunters? Here, maybe? Red-belly sharp eyes. I don't see any Corral Hunters. Maybe some somewhere. Thought they'd be with the hunters, but apparently not. And they look like people, so we'll just take the goblins off the list. Let's try up here, maybe? No idea. Ah, a private school. So private schools are supposed to be really good, but they're actually awful. Well, some of them. It depends. Some of them don't care about your grades or anything. They only care about funding. And the more students they have, the more funding they get. So that's interesting. Whenever there's something wrong, I always go and I look up the money flow. Like, where are these people getting their money from? How will this affect how they're getting their money? Because that's what people care about. I don't understand where I'm going. Corral. CEU. Outlaw. 100. South Shroud. 29, 21. Coordinates. 29 is all over there, and then 21 is all the way down here. Well, we're just gonna TP. Public schools. You could either be in a really good one or a really bad one. That's the reason why you have extracurricular activities, by the way. Because you're in a private school. Public schools all got rid of theirs a long time ago. They don't have the funding for it. Okay, down here. These are goblin camps. Ah, Corel Claw. Ooh. Most public schools don't have the funding to keep their extracurricular activities, such as music and such. Private schools usually do because they have more funding, because they make more money in general. Some private schools are great. I'm not, you know, saying private schools are bad. Some public schools are good too. But you need to hit the virtual lottery. I just killed that guy's friend and he's just standing there still talking to, like, his ghost. So that's entertaining. There's a lot of bear traps over here, but some of them have 3 prongs? Is that? Maybe that's just an illusion with the grass. I was about to say, why on earth would you need a bear trap that big? It's got 3 different ways to snap you. I'm super tired. I didn't sleep very well because I have a cold. Oh, fantabulous. We've got 3 people that's gonna attack me. Yeah, I went to a public school, so. I don't know as much about private schools as I do public schools. But my public school was awful, so. When your experience is as awful as mine was, anything would be an improvement, I'm sure. Okay, Eastern Alaska. We're in South Shroud and the Warpaths. So here we're gonna teleport back. I'm out of soda. It's okay, I've got water. I've challenged myself because I didn't drink water for like the longest time to drink at least a bottle of water a day, and I've been tracking it, and surprisingly I've been doing it. I feel very accomplished. I also feel less thirsty. Which is always good. Okay, these guys are Oberon. They should be in the river. So they should be over here. Pretty sure. In the little, in water, they usually. I was gonna sneeze, but it went away. I hate that. It's like my least... My biggest pet peeve. There they are. Found you. these are not the right ones. These are Barcraft. I need Big Mouth. Sometime I'm gonna have to look up this one too. Losing my street cred. My Final Fantasy street cred. Oh, you stupid condors. Go away, you can't hurt me. Should be right here. Here they are. I passed them, didn't I? I'm gonna have to go through these guys, but a lot more. I'm gonna end the stream soon. It's been about an hour. I should not overwork my voice when I still am sick. I'm not picking up any more things because my bags are full. But this surprises no one. My bags are literally always full. I can't stand to get rid of anything when I can sell it on the market board and make possible money from it. Okay, now to Eastern Lanoska, maybe? It looks like Central Shroud would be cheaper, so we'll go there first. I'll probably finish the hunting log and then I'll end the stream. I'm really proud that I got an hour in today. I didn't feel good. I honestly felt very bad, and I didn't even think I would get to stream, but I did, so I'm kind of proud of that. I streamed N for an hour. I wasn't sure if I'd make it. I also don't feel like I'm dying anymore, which is good. I'm probably gonna make more tea after this, though. Hot tea, it's good. Especially when you're sick. Okay, we are looking for the Lindworm. Can't stop yawning. It's a real problem. Are they up this way? No, those are death gazers. There they are, lindworms. Found them. I had trouble getting that cab off. So we got this guy, and then we have Eastern Alaska. Eastern Alaska, and then we're done. There are 2 in Eastern Alaska. I'm not sure which one is closer. It'll be okay either way. I'm already level 35, so I should be able to do the hunting log. More. Bloodshore. So of course it's the other one, as I know it never teleports to the correct one. Ever. That's a rule. And I think they're down by the shore this way. Remember? Like back here. Yep. I remembered exactly where they are. For some reason. These guys, I remember frustratingly looking for them. They're in a very small area. Difficulty rank up. Really have to work on my, well, first of all, I have to work on my Lancer, because my Lancer's level 40. I really have to work on my Rogue, because my Rogue's level 60. It's only goes up to 50. I think everything else is done. Alright. I returned back to where I was. Thanks for coming to the stream tonight, guys. I had fun. We talked about things. That's always good. I'm gonna go make some more hot tea and take a nap. See you guys tomorrow, probably? Maybe? Tomorrow's Thursday. So maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. It could be the day after. Bye.